Greetings, people of the internet. This is Cardiacs, and today is a tutorial. So, recently I did a commission for my friend Ginger, and in it I mentioned that I actually like to render blood. So this is me trying to go through the process of how I think about rendering blood. Hope it helps someone. If not, then I don't know what else you'll get out of this. I feel like the skin tone should be lighter than this, but oh well. Anyway, just so you know, I have a gray canvas up because I find that, for one, it's easier on my very sensitive eyes to go with gray, and also I find it's a lot easier to see what the actual color is. When you start with white, it kind of tricks your eyes into thinking there's more contrast between colors and everything than is actually there. So, with that in mind, where I would start is first figuring out where you want the source of blood to be. And if it's a cut of some kind, then keep in mind that it should follow the shape of the cut should match the shape of the planes on the part of the body that you're putting it. So, let's say I put it on a face, and I want to put it over the eye. That's a pretty common placement. So the eye is shaped not unlike this. There's a bit of a curve here for the outer lids in the profile picture. This would be the opening of the lids in the eye. So if you wanted it to go, the scratch or cut or whatever, to go over the eye, you'd follow the plane. Just goes straight, then you're losing the form, and it's not going to communicate well. It's going to be kind of a flat thing, so imagine this is, I don't know, on the back of a hand, like a small cut on the back of the hand, or just somewhere that's relatively flat. It translates just the same. Just imagine these lines I'm doing now are matching the plane. So if this were in a more curved spot, then this line would be going this way. So it's important to sketch it out so you know exactly where you want the pieces to be. I just imagine someone has cut into this poor person. Anyway, let's pretend this is pretty shallow of a cut. However, if you want it to be a deep cut, then you'll have to study the musculature and bone structure underneath. So if this is a hand, then the bones would probably be going this way. You see a little bit right here. And then this would be pretty dark. But these parts would be lighter. It'd still be stained red, but I'll have to probably do another attempt at this to show just how to do that, but I've only really done it once in my lifetime. Regardless, now that we've got the basic shape, what you really want now, before you go in with the actual coloring, is to find the blush color. So you go a little bit toward red, and I go a little bit more saturated now. Of course, I play with it a lot. I'm going to go soft. So what this is going to do, it's going to give you an irritated look. Because skin, when it is broken, will get really irritated around said spot. You just want to add a bit of blush color. You can play with the severity of the vibrancy, whatever. Get it to how you like, but this is good enough, I guess, for me. And make sure you go all the way up to the cut. Now that you've done that, you want to go even darker. Don't go black. Do not go black. Go more saturated. Because this is, blood has color. Even when it's super dark, when it's clotted up, it's not black. You perceive it as desaturated black, but it's more of a purpley red. Anyway, so for the spots that are darkest, the deepest spots in these corners, start building up those shadows with the blood clots. And for the actual blood, we wanna stay in the same realm. We don't want to go pink. We want to stay around the orange because I find that red typically has a bit more of an orange undertone. We want to go up about here, maybe a little bit more toward red, right in this area. And then we just put it in the lighter zones. And once we're happy with where the placements are, we can go ahead, go in, and add even more blending. So there's that. So I want to take this color. I want to go a bit more toward purple because it does have purple undertones. Make it a little more saturated. I like a blended look, so I'm going to blend. So that's a nice cutout, but it's not finished. Why is it not finished? Because it's just kind of bland. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this color, take a little more orangey, and start playing with the trails of blood, I guess. Probably should be a bit darker. I like to make it soft, so I can build it up later, and messy. Make it follow the plane as well. So I'm kind of pretending a little bit that there's a ridge here. This part is a ridge. Now that we've got that, we can darken them up a little bit. Take some of the shadow color and add it because it's not going to be just one color. It's going to be red, yes, but it's also going to be dark in spots. It's going to be like this shadow color, maybe even a little bit darker. Because blood, when it gets really concentrated, like really it starts to pool, it'll get even deeper, very dark. And that happens also while it's going down the while it's trickling, while it's sliding down the skin or whatever it's on. Blend this out a little bit again. That's not what I wanted. There we go. There's something missing. I feel this is not irritated enough for a cut this large. I'm gonna add a lot more blush, a lot more of a blush color. And that looks very streaky, so I'm going to blend it out a bit. Not a lot, just because I like the texture. don't want it to be too eye-catching. Typically, that's how my illustrations are done. I leave some streaks in. I like a decently blended look. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this color, take it down into the reds. I'm going to go down here. Yes, yes, that's much better. It looks purple. Not purple. It looks purple though because of color relativity. I'm going to use this to help accentuate the ridge that I'm pretending is there with the cuts to help give a bit more of a shape. And then again, I'm going to blend it out just a little bit. Okay, so now we go into highlighting, I suppose. Take the skin color again, go more toward yellow, and go up, if one should choose to do so. And this will be catching color because it's a ridge. So will this pretend the light source coming from this way. I'm going to do it like this. The light source will be a bit more this way, like that, and here, and here. And of course, gotta blend it out just a bit. Don't want it to be too striking. That's just my style, I guess. If you want to make it extremely hard edged, then have at it. It's all up to you. This is just how I do it, really. But keep in mind that blood is liquid. It is wet, so it shines. And it shines a lot. The lighter spots, there's not as much liquid, so it won't shine as much, if at all. The spots that are really, really heavy, really dark, there will be light. There will be shining light. I've noticed that blood tends to look very faded out, very thin when it's not concentrated, when there's not as much of it. Kind of very light, very unsaturated. I'm trying to. This doesn't look right, so against the gray, so extend the skin tone a little bit. And since the light source is over here and this is a bit raised, I'm going to add a bit more darkness in on this side. Of course, if you don't want these bits to look extremely raised, then you don't have to do this. This is just what I've chosen to do. I still think there's something missing here, so what I'm going to try, a little bit more toward pink, deepen it down, darken it down. Yeah, that looks a little better. Gives a little more of a vibrant push to it. Play around with it. It is still very vibrant red though, so if you do decide to put a bit of pink, don't go very much. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, good enough. I don't know if I want to say this. Never mind. Some other things that I think should be mentioned. I'll go ahead and open another thing. I guess I don't have to. I can just do that. Layer 2. Here's the person. Here's the shirt. Very simple sketch. What I'm going to do, I'm going to give this person very unfortunate, almost pure white shirt. It's not going to look great because I don't care that much. So say the cut is right here. Just to reiterate a little bit, let's go over here. Darken that up. Little bit of red. A bit toward pink. A bit higher. And then let it trickle. This is blood. This is wet. It will be absorbed by dry things. So for me, what I like to do is opacity a little bit. Just make little spots. Messy little blurry spots. Very unfortunate person. So it'll go like this. And of course, you can always darken it in spots. The darker the spots, the more it'll look like the person is bleeding. And of course, the more the injury is bleeding. Build up. This person is gray, so I'm going to pretend this person has a bit more of a grayish blush tone. Very unfortunate person. Also blush. Because why not? Anyway. Just, it doesn't have to be perfect. You can play around with the shapes all you want. You can hide messages in them for the people who like to watch you, if you so choose. You can also not do that and just play around with it. Keep in mind that blood does spread, and if you touch it, then your hand will have little bits on the palm too. I hope this helped somebody. If not, then I'm sorry for rambling on forever. Sorry for the cats having a little bit of a fight in the background, if anyone heard that. If not, then you didn't miss much. Just cat growling. Yeah, I guess that's it. I hope this helps somebody.